Alright, in this video we're going to show you how to slice your newly created cutters. So if you don't already have the slicer installed, it's called Prusa Slicer. It should be included with your printer on some form or at least information how to download it. But you can always just type in Prusa Slicer download. You'll see it here, the first option at the top. Click there and choose get Prusa Slicer. Get it right here, the standalone, or you can get it with Windows drivers and apps full package installer. That's what I would do. I would go ahead and get that to make sure you got all the extra stuff that comes with it. So get that, install it. When you get it installed, the icon looks like this. Double click it to launch it. And you start out with a blank platter. Here to move it around, you just regular mouse click and drag around like so. Get rid of this. And now let's create it. So, well, a little bit about the user interface first. Here's your print quality settings over here. A number of these are predefined for you. They're easy to go. So I would just choose print quality is 0.2 millimeters. That's a normal quality print. That's good. So just choose that one. For your filament, just go with generic PLA. Click that. And just for your profile, I've got some extra ones. You just use your default, your original Prusa probably says something like I don't know, the mini or something like that. So just make sure you probably won't have to change that one at all. Actually, the printer, don't even worry about that part. Just change your print setting to 0.2 quality, your filament to generic PLA, and you're good to go. And to pan around, middle mouse button, press and holding, and you can pan around. Regular mouse button to spin around like that. Okay. So now let's add your document or your file that you created. So click over here to add it. Navigate to wherever you created it at. And let's do the Baby Yoda test one that we did earlier. So click here, open, and it plops it up on here. Now by default, it's not going to print the right way, all right? Because see how this is this brim here, where I'm mousing over, is suspended up in the air. That's up in the air. Let me rotate it. See that? That's up in the air. The printer prints by starting out at the print bed and goes around in layers, building up, building, building, and building. Well, when it gets up to the top here, this is all hanging over in air. It's just gonna, it just won't print. So you have to flip this over. So this is what you'll have to do. You'll have to select your model here, and then this option here, place on face. Select that, and then it'll give you an option to select what face do you want to go down. So we're going to select this top face, and it flips it around for us. And then all you got to do is choose the move now, and let's move it back into the print bed. And there we go. Now if you rotate it, look at it, it looks like that. And that's what you're shooting for. You want it to be laying like that. Does not matter at all if it's on here sideways or up and straight up and down. Doesn't matter. But you can rotate it by using the rotate tool if you want. So if that looks better for you, there we go. That will print because everything starts down here on this bottom layer and we'll build that. And then when it gets up to this part here, it'll build it up in the air and then you're good to go. So the next thing you have to do is just tell it to slice it. So you come over here in the bottom right hand corner and click slice. And then it'll slice it. Won't take very long at all, just a second. And this over here is basically your timeline, if you will. So if you take it at the top and pull it down, you'll see how it's building it. So it shows you how it builds it down here. Now it's nothing, just the first layer. As you go up, it shows you how it's going to print it. You don't need to do this. I'm just showing you what this does. After you slice it though, and it looks good like this here, all you have to do is export the G code. So click export, and then you'll have your thumb drive with your SD card in it, or however we're going to get it to your printer, and you just need to save this to your SD card. So if the name that it automatically generates isn't intuitive, then you can change it to whatever you want to. Just make sure you don't change it from anything after the .g code. Make sure it's that stays on there. You can just take out some of this other junk if you don't like the settings to show up in there, and if you just want just a name, there, that'll work. You could just save it as baby test or whatever .g code. That that'll be fine. That's it. That's how you slice it, and then you're good to go. You take that to your printer, and I'll show you that in person how to do that part. That's it, dear. Have fun.